For our United Way Spotlight of the Week, I'm joined by Ashley Burns, Fresh Food Access Coordinator for Loving Spoonful. Welcome, Ashley.
Well, thank you so much for having us. It's a pleasure to be here.
So what does your job entail? Fresh food, we know what that is. It's like produce, dairy, that kind of thing. So what is it that you do?
Well, we connect people with good food and other partner agencies throughout the city. So we collect locally grown backyard garden produce as well as from the local farms and some local businesses here in town. They also make some prepared meals for us. We pick up with our dedicated volunteer delivery drivers. They pick up and then they take it to the agencies in need. And it's just a real pleasure to do that for the community here in Kingston. It's really nice to connect them with the good food.
And with our gardens going full blast these days, there is food available. We're not having to import it. That is big. That's big. I've heard of Grow a Row. Is that one of your projects?
It absolutely is. And this is our 10th year with Grow a Row. And we're very happy to be back on the grass and down at the Kingston Public Market and the Memorial Center Farmers Market this year with our donation collection booth. So if anybody has surplus gardens going wild, lots of produce to make, encourage our neighbors in the city to bring it down, and we will connect it with those in need throughout the city, and just doing that good deed with your neighborhood to connect them with good food. So our market booths will be at the Kingston Public Market on Saturday. It's actually this weekend we're launching 1 to 5, and then the Memorial Center Farmers Market on Sunday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. So people can come by and say hi to us, and then we'll have a pop-up location in the West End at Racks. Well, and that's from 5 to 8.
It's great, because sometimes you have a bumper crop of something like zucchini or whatever, and you're almost standing out on the street handing it to people just to see it go somewhere. So this is wonderful that it goes to good use. Now, maybe I'm new to gardening. I'm not really sure what I'm doing. What can you do to help me so I can help you?
Okay, well, last year with the pandemic, we launched a new Facebook page called Garden for Good YGK, and that's where new beginners can join us online, and we receive access from master gardeners, Cassie, some farmers, anybody, newbies can join. Everybody's on there, welcome to post their photos of things going wrong or things going good in their garden. And the community is really growing on our Facebook page and offering lots of support, resources, seedlings, seeds, advice. So they can do that. And then they can also just join us down at the market booth or take part in any events that maybe our partners with the Master Gardeners are doing, or Urban Agriculture farmer Ayla Fenton. She offers all kinds of tips on that page as well. So that's how we're supporting the community now. Eventually, we'll get back to in person, but right now it's online. Then we have to be thankful to the United Way. We were able to connect people with 150 garden kits. So if you're new to gardening and you have a small space, we were able to connect the people within the city with these garden kits, and it was just lovely to do that because it's a real honor. Whether it's you're growing on an acreage or in inches, growing your own food is very important, and it was just such a pleasure for us to be able to connect people at the source of where good food comes from in the garden. And it's fun. We had this one little guy actually jump right in to the soil and say, I love gardening. So that's the kind of enthusiasm that we are thrilled to have and connect people with.
And there is something about having food that you have grown yourself. I remember many, many years ago, a house we bought had an established asparagus section.
Ooh, yes.
And what I used to do was get the water boiling, go out, cut the asparagus, and put it straight into the hot. And I have never tasted asparagus that good ever since. It has just you can't get much fresher than that. And
oh my goodness, I agree. I was out at Topsy Farms and Sally, she picked out some asparagus right from the garden, and to eat it raw like that, the flavor is fantastic. And to be able to just pick some peas out of a container growing on your balcony, and just that snap, you know, it's so
Right.
delicious and flavorful. So you feel accomplished. You've done something, you know.
In
It's
a
just a good way to connect with,
in a funny kind of way, yeah, it is.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
just a really good feeling. And so, if there's experts in gardening, it would be farmers. Do you work with farmers at all?
We sure do. So we have a gleaning program, and we also have lots of local farms that donate hundreds of, well, thousands of pounds of produce to us every year. But we also go out and glean with them. So that's where we'll go and pick off the fields of the things that maybe they haven't been able to get to, and then we'll connect that to our fresh food market stands and also with our partner agencies. So nothing really goes to waste because we have a very skilled team of gleaners that go out to the farm, and they're trained with Ayla, our farmer, and we just get that food off the field and connect it with people. So it's really a fantastic program, the gleaning program, that ties into our Grow a Row program as well. So
Well,
it's really wonderful.
you know, I was raised by Depression era parents, and I think they would rather have heard I robbed a bank than I wasted food. It was
Oh,
like the
definitely.
cardinal sin in my growing up, and I tend to be the same way now. I just have almost a visceral reaction to people wasting food, just seeing them throw out a turkey carcass without boiling it first, so
Oh,
you
yeah.
get the soup and all the rest. And so I think gleaning is, you know, that's a wonderful idea. And I guess the machinery misses a lot because you
Yeah,
know.
you would think. Yep, definitely. And just different farmers grow different crops, or you
Yeah,
know, maybe just with the pandemic, not having the labor and the
right,
farm hands available. So
right,
if there is some missing produce, we're happy to send people out to take it and make sure it
right.
gets to those in need. Yeah,
So-
for sure.
And I understand the United Way has played a big part in helping you along. Can you tell me about
Yes.
that?
We're a United Way funded agency, so without the United Way's funding, you know, we wouldn't be able to do some of the things that we're doing. And another shout out to our donors. So we are a charity, and we're so grateful to the United Way for being able to sponsor the work that we do and help us connect people with good food. Especially, I just want to say thanks again to the United Way and the City of Kingston for the investment fund, the Community Investment Fund, and that's how we were able to connect people with the garden kits. The kits contained a container to grow organic soil, a tomato plant, kale, lettuce, beans, basil, and those seeds are open pollinator seeds from our friends at Cassie. And then the tomato plants were from our friends at Patchwork Gardens and Freedom Farms. So anybody that received these kits, thanks to the United Way, is going to be growing fantastic food and just getting to experience what we chatted about earlier about just picking a tomato off of their tomato plant and having it burst in their mouth. It's just going to be beautiful, and hopefully they continue the growing bug. You know, that's what we're trying to do is get people growing, increase the access to food production locally in small spaces and also just within the city. So it's really great. Thanks so much to the United Way for all that support that they do.
Absolutely, and it has been such a pleasure meeting you, and I've learned a few
Yes,
things, and I've enjoyed that too. So thank you, and continued good luck with your projects.
Oh, thanks, and come down to the market and say hi to our volunteers that are working the booth. If you're growing, you know, we're happy to take your surplus.
All righty.